Dwyer. Glad to have you here on the replay. Thanks so much for checking this out on Periscope. My name is Dwyer, and I help people be able to learn the breakdown of the simple systems to get it working in their business as quick as possible. Tricks, techniques, get it going in your downline if you have a network marketing business. I'm going to share that with you. Thanks for jumping on. And this is the recording, the replay. And we are going to be going over how to create that confidence and know how to do these live streams in Facebook, in Periscope, and on YouTube with complete confidence and to be able to get your point across. I know many people are scared of doing this, and I want to show you some tools that I'll use, some tips. I've got 5 steps on how you can get going and run your own live cast because it's so important. Where you got some people jumping on here. Thanks so much for jumping on. Courtney, good seeing you. Bonnie as well, and Kim. Thanks so much as you guys are jumping on and figuring out what is this Periscope about. Of course, this is still new to a lot of people and figuring it out. Here's the rules. The rules are if you want me to say your name, type it in the comments while you write a comment, and I can easily say your name because I can easily see it. Thanks so much, Bossy, for jumping on, as well as you, Jenny. And now the other thing with Periscope is tapping the screen multiple times. If you want to practice right now, if you tap it, you're going to see all these fluttering hearts come up on the side. That color heart is matched to your color avatar, so I can kind of know who's doing the hearts by the color of the avatar and the hearts that is matched to. So the more you tap, of course, that sends the broadcaster a message saying, this is a great topic, I love that, please keep going. Basically, when you agree with stuff. You can also comment. If you're an Apple user, please share this broadcast if you think this will help other people be able to effectively get going themselves. Apple users, swipe to the right and you'll scroll down a little bit and see the share button. Click share. And Android users, swipe up. Same thing. Scroll down a little bit, click share, and you're going to be able to share this off. So let's get going in the meat of it. We're going to get going in 30 seconds. So again, welcome. My name is Dwyer. I am the how-to girl. I like to figure things out for people, break it down, and then teach it in a very simple, systematic way that duplicates within your business. I don't want you to have to think so much. If I can figure it out for you and share my successes, that's what I want to do. So we are going to go through the top 5 steps to getting going in your own live broadcast without fear. This is going to be a great topic, and I'm glad to have a bunch of y'all here. Lori from Dallas, Texas, so you're just right in my backyard, as well as another person from Hawaii. Awesome. So cool. I'm glad you guys are able to watch these replays. Awesome, Reagan. Thank you so much again for sharing these on the replays. Even if you are watching this as a recording, you can still tap and give hearts. Again, that lets the broadcasters know these are good topics. And they only live on Periscope for 24 hours and then they're gone, but not gone. What I do is I actually move my downloads over to my YouTube channel so that people can just go watch them on there. You know what? I don't edit them. They're there with all the crazy stuff that happens in the middle, all the questions. And so just go over to my youtube.com/Christine Dwyer and they're over there. Let's get going. My top 5 tips on how you can become a live streamer without fear and get going right away. Okay, so I want to get right to the meat of it. In the comments, let me know exactly what really are you nervous about or scared about with either doing videos or doing these live scopes. What is it that you're unsure about, scared about? Let me know because I really want to know exactly where you guys are coming from so I can make sure I'm speaking to that. Okay, content that you're not really sure which content you're going to use. Okay, anything else? So let me know what might be a limiting factor for you. No viewers, offering value, what to say, content. I want to add value, not having content, how I look, getting people to watch. Okay, value, content, value. Perfect. I got to make some notes then. This is going to be another broadcast then on how to create your value and content as well as get viewers. So I want to make sure. Appearance. I'm going to talk about that tonight. Looks and ums. No big deal. We got that covered. Getting my content out and making sense, not knowing what to say or forgetting what to say, feeling judged. This is so great. I think these are fantastic comments. Thank you guys so much for opening up and sharing them because the greatest part is you're not alone. Do you see this? Exactly. Someone else probably just said exactly what you were thinking and you were like typing it going, yes, That's me. That's the thing. We create these fears in ourselves so much and we blow them up out of proportion and we think we're in our own boat all by ourselves, but we're not. There are so many people. Oh my gosh, someone left me for Shalene. You are crazy town. I was on Shalene's and I was like, come on, you're Pacific Standard Time. I'm Central. You've got 2 hours still before bedtime. She was scoping and I was trying to wait as long as I could. I usually like to go at 8:30 Central, which is 9:30 Eastern, but dang it. So I appreciate you guys leaving. Oh, thank you so much. Someone else said they left too. You guys are too kind. I appreciate that. Well, we want to really get into this because honestly, scoping, Facebook live streaming, as well as the YouTube live stream, these are really great ways to be able to build your value. And I want to help you be able to get out there as quick as possible. And I'm going to give you those 5 steps on how you can do it. Before I do that though, think about it. Now, I do a ton of content. So if you're finding me new, thank you for finding me. And I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to help you be able to grow your business as well. And share this if this works for you and you feel this is up your alley. Apple users, again, swipe to the right, Android, swipe up and share. But what I do is I create a lot of training content. So my background has been in 15 past years, more than that actually. So 20 years or so, I've been always the trainer. I've always been the trainer of the trainer. So everything I've ever done in my life, and I even look back to like when I was in cheerleading, I was the girl that made up the dance routine. I was the one that studied Smooth Criminal, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, Rhythm Nation, Paula Abdul, all of those songs. And I made up all the dance routines and then taught them to all the cheerleaders for all the competitions and everything. I was always the person to learn the hard thing, break it down, and then teach it so it was simple. And that carried with me through everything I've ever done. So for instance, when I was working in radiology in the hospital, I was an x-ray tech. Digital x-ray was first coming out. And all these old fogies were all so scared about it. They're like, I'm not touching that. I'm old school. I'm going to do film. And they're in there dunking it in the film tubs. I'm kidding. They didn't have to dunk it. There was a processor. But they were so scared of learning digital technology. Me, I was like, sign me up, because if I don't have to think about how much radiation to give someone so that I don't overradiate them and I get the picture on the first time, let me do it. Because I wasn't that quick with doing the math and figuring out all the physics with setting the right radiation doses so I don't burn someone's hand off. So I was like, I'll learn this thing. So I learned everything with digital x-ray. I even knew how to fix the processors when they broke. Like I got down to that, but I would teach people, and it carries with everything I ever done. So the past 15 years, I worked with a lot of independent contractors who were super busy in their life, had families, starting a family, but they really wanted to start their own home businesses doing something that they loved. So for the past 15 years, I was doing that, helping get people to understand how to effectively manage their time, what activity actually gets the most results, grooming them on how to be a better public speaker, video presenter, so many different things. And then the past 7 years is when I moved into network marketing and really doing much of the same. It's just a different fruit. That's it. It's just a different fruit, helping independent contractors really explode their own culture and tribe. But what it all boils down to is your level of success is you will have greater success, not just yourself, if you can figure things out for people and teach it in a simple way. If what you're doing isn't duplicable, if someone else can't pick right up from what you're doing and doing it, then that's not good. So if you follow a lot of my scopes, you'll see that I actually teach a lot of tips and tricks that are free. So for instance, I know new entrepreneurs do not have a lot of money and they're trying to figure out how to play with the big dogs who are spending boatloads of money on Facebook ads, getting lead systems, and they're trying to build their own business and they have no money. They can't do that. So I always want to make sure, I'm the poor girl that grew up in the country, by the way. I want to figure it out for you free, so that you can do it, because if you can do it for free and then duplicate in your team, they're going to be able to do it. And that's where success comes into play. So it's all about systems, duplication, and making it super simple. That's what my goal always is. So doing videos and doing these live streams and the Periscopes, this is honestly so amazing. As I was saying, I have so many videos out there, but the great thing is I can edit video. I can edit my podcasts. So I'm in the middle of editing a podcast that's going to go up tomorrow morning. And if you don't follow my podcast, it's The Platinum Edge. But the podcast is going to go up tomorrow, and it's about 10 steps to effectively giving up bad habits to achieve success. And so that's going up tomorrow. And I'm in the middle of editing it, and I can edit out when I say "and" way too many times, because that's my thing. I always finish something and then I say, and we are going to go. Like, seriously, that's just what it is. So I can edit my podcast. And then with my videos, if I have a choking attack in the middle of doing my video, I can edit that and nobody ever knows. But Periscope, oh my gosh, I'm not trying to scare you guys, but this is life. Like, if I start choking right now, I'm going to choke and you're going to watch. Like, that's what it is. But here's the thing. The reason why I'm loving these scopes so much and why is because I'm connecting with you guys. We're creating a relationship. You guys get to ask questions live and we can interact. And I just wrote down some ideas of more scopes for the future because that's what you need. But the other thing is you get to see me like if we were talking right in person. So I'm not putting on a personality. This is my personality. I am putting on my teaching voice because if you watched, I do, vocal cords are very important to me because I have damaged vocal cords for so many years that I don't speak like this at home, but if I'm at a party, I'm animated, I'm energetic, and this is exactly how I talk to my circle of friends. That's why live streaming is something you gotta do, because it's where people get to connect with you as a person, just like you were standing there in a circle of friends at a party. You get to see who you are as a person. So with you being nervous about doing it, you're just having a conversation. Honestly, it's just a conversation. And if you just put yourself in that mindset that this little camera, I don't even look at myself, by the way. So I'm not looking at myself because I know a lot of times people will. And I'll look at myself now so you can see where my eyes track, so you can see what people do. So I'm looking now at myself talking, and this is very awkward. Because first of all, tell me if you guys think, like, are you connecting with me? Because I'm just like looking at myself in the camera, fixing my bedtime hair and stuff. You don't connect with people when you're looking at yourself. So the first thing is don't look at yourself. Every camera has a lens. Even your little baby phones have that little dot circle. Look at that like it's the pupil of someone's eye. So that's a bonus tip. Look at that like it's someone's eyeball. And you know what? If you are just very, very, very bad at looking at yourself or not sure where to look and your eyes skate, you can make a picture of an eyeball and tape it so that the center of the eyeball is right in the middle and you're just staring at that piece of paper. Find a way to get in the habit of looking at the eye on the camera, and that is going to make you connect more with people. But people are loving these live scopes for that pure reason. It's real life. If my dogs start having an attacking fight outside my door, I don't know why, but they bang on my door all the time, you're going to hear it. And I can't edit. This is just the way it is. So let's go. I'm going to jump into our first 5 tips. For those of you who are just jumping on, thanks so much for jumping on. My name is Christine, and I help people who are looking to build their businesses. I figure the systems out for you. I figure out how to do all of the steps in social medias, and I break it down like the Cliff Notes, and then I teach you so you can implement it as a system and duplicate it so that your team has success as well as you have great success. That's what I love to do, and I want to be able to help you guys doing it too. So again, go find the rest of my recordings of my Periscopes over on my youtube.com/Christine Dwyer. Let's get started. All right, so I've got 5 steps. So I put 5 tips, and you know why? It's because titles make a difference when people are choosing their scopes. So if I put 5 steps, I wasn't sure if people are going to say, yeah, I want to take 5 steps to learning how to do it, but I think people like tips better. So I put tips, but they're really steps. So fooled you. Okay, so the first step is you need to set the stage. So I know it's so hard to figure out, okay, what's this lighting? What's this? How does she have that phone set up? My phone doesn't stay up and down. How does that work? I don't know what this means. And then how do you have it positioned and stuff? All right, the first problem and where people get nervous about doing the scopes or anything video-wise is because they just don't know if they have the thing set up right or if they have what they need, the tools. So the bare bones tools, I'll tell you what you need, okay? But first of all, I did do a Periscope teaching you guys all of my tools that I use whenever I do all of my videos. I showed what lighting system I use, which mics I use, which tripods, and I got multiple tripods that I use. That again is on my YouTube, so just go on over there. So what do you really need? Okay, first thing, you don't need to have a light. Now, I'm doing this in the nighttime. It is about 9:30, 10-ish. I can't see, my clock's blocked. Oh, that sounds horrible. My clock is blocked. See? That was horrible. All right. it's nighttime. I need a light, okay? So I do use my little baby mini Diva ring light, and I got it from Stellar Lighting Systems. So again, you can go to my YouTube and see what lights I'm talking about, but I got that, and I have it up higher because when I have it low, it blows me out too white. And I've actually got it on one of the lower settings. So I'll show you, it gets really bright. Like, see how it can really get super bright, and I don't even know why. Oh, it's because I got to be back here, so I got my microphone. You see that? It's a good thing I have real shorts on. I didn't even think about that. So I pull this guy way down low. Ooh, not computer light. Okay, there we go. So I've got it down low because I just want to make sure I'm not blown out. So if you're doing it at night, you really need to do it in a well-lit area. Overhead light is just not a good idea. So my suggestion is maybe just do it in the daytime as your first scope so that you get in the habit. Daylight light is the best. Now, don't do it with the light behind you. So in my office here, my windows are over here. So a lot of the times I'll do my scopes in the daytime either this way, which then blows out the whiteness of my face over here from the windows. And I do have curtains up, but I do need to get a thicker pair. But I'll put my light on over here to kind of even it out. And sometimes I'll hook it up over here, if you can see where I'm pointing, to blow light on either. So setting up with light, the best is facing the window or go outside. So just get good lighting. Tip is take your phone, go outside, do a 360 spin, and wherever you look amazing, that's where the camera's got to stay. All right, that's it. You know, you probably take selfies. You know, that's the trick on getting a good selfie. The next thing that is really important is your phone has to stay stable. Don't do your scopes holding on to them. That's just not good, okay? Oh, we got a first-time scoper. Awesome to see you there, Second Nature Fit. So I'm going to show you 2 tripods that you could probably get. I buy everything on Amazon, so I can't even tell you how much it is, and I may not even be able to tell you exactly the name of it, but I'm going to give you what I know. I did just have a new arrival show up today. I ordered like 15 of these, and I'm going to send them out to my coaches who are kicking butt. But the first one, this one I get and I use all the time because these legs can wrap around. So I was actually using this today when I did my scope teaching people how to make Facebook ad pictures. So if you didn't see that one, it's on my broadcast. And then I just balanced it and I kind of tweaked it off to the side like this because you have to have it sideways like this when you are doing these periscopes because you have to have your phone up and down. So this is hard because I can't really have this balance. I don't know if y'all can see. This can't really stay super balanced with a phone heavyweight over here and these legs all contorted. So usually sorry, this is a very phallic show tonight. I'll hook this onto here and then I'll be able to have some base and stability. So I'm just showing you the real deal. But this guy is good, and this will accommodate a 6 Plus iPhone and Samsung, so or Android, I think. I don't know what the difference is with those. I'm sorry, I've always been an iPhone person before BlackBerry. So this is what I would suggest because you can at least, what I've done is actually hooked it up to the top of my computer screen and I've kind of contorted it over. Then I'm going to share with you something even better that I found, okay? And once I figured out how to use this, then it was the best. This, I think they call it like Gorilla something. So Gorilla iPhone or Gorilla tripod, search for that on Amazon. You're going to find it, okay? So I just got these. Now this, I don't know. I don't know any brands. Again, they don't have them labeled, and just go search on Amazon for Gorilla tripod and they're all the same, okay? So the other thing is that I got this. This is actually, probably seen them for cars where they hook them on the windshield. This one is the best because you can suction this anywhere. So you can suction it on a glass, anywhere that suction can go. So for instance, where mine is suctioned right now is on the back of my big screen monitor. I've got a big, huge Samsung monitor and I just suctioned it to the back of it. And that's now where this is hooked. The reason why I like this one, so this is the one that I'm talking about, is I bought a bunch of these and it locks down. But this is basically, again, you just suction it on, and then this, it's called the tube arm, and I do have the box for this one. I just bought a bunch of them. Can bend any which way, but the positive is this grip. Your phone goes in that grip. It looks like a little cobra teeth or something, but your phone goes in and you can twist this around to be any position and it stays. The problem with this is when you twist it around in different position, it doesn't stay. So I just got a big batch of these guys. They come from China, so it's going to probably take you 80 years to get. because I seriously think I ordered these about a couple months ago. And this is all the logo is. There's like nothing on it. But what you can do is called like a tube clip. So search for tube iPhone holder or tube phone holder. And I'm sure it's totally going to get to you someday or another. But you'll find it on Amazon. This is one of them. I had another one too from a different brand, but these are the best. So yeah, so this is what they're labeling it too on here. But this one's good because, for instance, the way I have it set up now is this is hooked on the back of my monitor, and this is coming around the top of my monitor, and I just open up the jaws and I clip it, and now my phone is upright and it's not going anywhere. I have dropped phones and cracked phones from them falling out of those tripods. So the biggest thing with the equipment is get the equipment that you know, so you're not going to be futzing around. Like, here's one bad one. Don't get this one. Seemed like a good idea. Seemed like a great idea when I bought it, okay? So look at this guy. Same concept, right? Same concept. I was like, oh, this is totally going to be awesome. I could totally like hook this up everywhere. And it's got a clip. So I'm like, the problem now is that I can't find a place to clip this all the time of where I'm going to be going. And then you know what happens? So when I do have it clipped and I've got the phone or the arm bent and over here, this is what happens. Do you see what's happening? It's like this, moving. So don't get this one. This one is not a good idea, all right? I just don't even know what yet to do with that one. All right, so the equipment is important. Here's the other thing. Get a location. So I know some people said that they're nervous about doing the scopes because of their background in their home or wherever. Honestly, it doesn't need to be set up. You don't need to worry about staging things. And I know that, you know, a lot of people that you may follow, you always, of course, look in the back. I know I've got my books all here in the back, and my desk is a bit messy over here. I still didn't put my books away from my scope I did about the top books you should be reading if you want to be successful. So the thing is don't worry so much. You're framing yourself just in a little bit of an area. Find a plain wall that you can stack things up. Again, you got to jerry rig sometimes your tripod setup. So make sure that you just set that up, of course, so that you can just be yourself. Don't worry about showing a background. Do it outside. Don't worry about your house, okay? So location, and then the other thing, get ready. So I know getting ready for me is a big pain in the butt. I really don't like to get ready very much. And like today I got up to take my kids to school. It was their first day of school, and I woke up like 15 minutes before going, which where I live, the moms all get ready. Like, I live in Texas, first of all, and I'm a New Yorker. So they all get ready. And I'm going like with bedhead, curly, frizzy hair, because my hair is naturally curly and I have to straighten it all out. And I was like, I'm just going to throw it up in a bun some way or another. And if you watch my scope this morning, that was what I ended up looking like. So I don't always get ready. But the reason I'm going to suggest that you do get ready is because you're nervous. If you're nervous about doing this, the best thing you could do is just be confident in the way that you look. You know, so wear your favorite color and at least put some makeup on if you are a girl, and do your hair that way that looks good. Just be confident about the way you look, and then just frame yourself so that you feel good about yourself. Don't put the camera low so that it's looking up at you monster like rawr. Don't do that. Make sure it's always up a little bit. Just like this normal selfie, you always go up a little bit and come down a little bit. Okay? So any questions on that? Do you put one phone just to see how it works? You know, that's what I do. So for instance, prior to actually turning this on live broadcast, I put it on video mode and I check to see what I look like in a video, you know, self video, and see if that's okay. So that's what I would suggest, is just, you know, check yourself on a video and then go back to the Periscope app and open it up and then put your title in and get started. Okay. So any other questions on that step one? All right. We're doing good. You guys, thank you so much for all these fluttering hearts. It's matching my top. Turquoise girl, whoever turquoise is, or guy. Thanks so much, Carrie. Appreciate that. Awesome, Karen, as well as you, Karen Umber. Trying to read your last name. All right, so I'm going to move on to step two, but for all of those, yeah, I know that was all step one. I titled step one, set the stage. Okay, so set the stage was getting everything ready. The materials you need, the lighting, how you're going to frame yourself, the background, what you're going to wear, get your head done. So just get everything ready. Set the stage. That was step one. See, I give you lots of Oh yeah, you definitely want to check for things too, because again, this is live scope. So I have this here. Oh, so you can see in the mirror. You could see how it's all hooked up on there, and there's my microphone cable as well. Okay, so no problem, Marsha. I appreciate you jumping over. I know she was running one, and I yelled at her because she is in Pacific Standard Time and I'm in Central, and she should know better that we should go first, then she should go, because we got a lot of the same followers. Okay, so not that I have as many as her, because she's got Mac Daddy. But anyways, number one is set the stage. So those of you who are just jumping in, thanks so much. My name is Christine, and I help people be able to break things down, to figure things out so they can get going in their business as quick as possible. And that's in multiple areas, but mostly and predominantly, I mentor and coach network marketers who are responsible for a team and an organization for team. Step one was set the stage. That means get the tools you'll need, the lighting, where you're going to do your broadcast, get ready. Step two, practice. So we're going to be talking about your topic in a second, but doesn't matter what your topic is right now. Just get in the habit of practicing speaking to a camera and just doing your opening. So for instance, if you're not sure exactly how to address yourself. So for instance, if you've been on since the beginning, you've probably heard me introduce myself 3 different ways right now. And I just like to say it a little bit different every time, just because it might click a little bit different with someone to get the idea of who I am and what I do. But the best formula, and I did a scope about this, which is available on my youtube.com/Christine Dwyer, is where you put a formula to place to let people know your one-liner opening, what your name is, what you do, what you help people with, so that they can have success. And the formula is this: I help Y with X. Oh, sorry. I help X with Y so they can Z. So I help entrepreneurs with systems that duplicate in their business so that they can have success for long term, whatever it is. So you're basically using I help X. Who are you helping? With Y. With what? What are you helping them with? What? So that what? So that they can Z. What can they have then happen so that they can have more time in their life, so that they can teach their kids homeschooling? Whatever it is that your Z is, that's who it is. That's the little formula. And again, I did a whole scope on it, and there's actually a worksheet that I have given out to that. Oh, I can't remember the URL that I gave that to, but you can go to, I know, the periscopescoop.com, and there's a worksheet. But if you want to make sure you're signing up for the right thing, go to my youtube.com/Christine Dwyer, and you can see the scope on it. And I do give out a worksheet on it. Okay. But I want to say it's the periscopescoop.com. And that is going to give you some tips on Periscope. What you guys just didn't see is I accidentally hit my lower the chair handle. So I'm lower. I don't like being this low. I got to get a pillow. 2, practice. So what I would suggest is just do videos first. Don't worry about the live stream. Just start setting up your camera. Pick any topic, even if it's a topic like you fixing dinner, okay? I run a training called 30-Day Business Bootcamp for people who are in my organization. And one of the tasks that they actually have to do is they have to, of course, make lots of videos. I give them a topic on what they're going to make videos for. And through the whole course of the 30 days, they have to make multiple videos so that by the time that they're done, they're a lot more sufficient, and they see that this is actually what gets a response. The thing is a lot of people are scared to do videos. So here's a little technique that I taught them to do. Do 1-minute videos every day for at least 7 days, and just talk on anything you're doing. So for instance, if you're cooking your eggs in the morning, set up your tripod, just talk to the camera like it's your own cooking show. So yeah, so this is how you break an egg, and you break the egg in there. And then I like to use a 1/2 cup of egg white. So here you just pour and use this measuring cup and then put it in. Now I always like to use a rubber spatula. My husband always uses a metal one, even though I tell him not to use a metal one in our non-stick pans, but he still does. But I'm going to still just use a rubber one. And that's it. And then they're all done. All right, have a good day. That's it. Just practice your 1 minute of silly stuff that you just normally do. Just turn the camera on and teach. And before you know it, you're going to be so comfortable looking at the camera. That is honestly the best tip I can offer for you to get comfortable. That has helped people so much. And that camera eyes, looking in the camera eyes. So step 1, again, is set the stage, get all the tools you'll need, the tripods, the lights, and then the location, get yourself ready. And then step 2 is, of course, practice. Just start practicing practicing videos. Don't worry about live videos yet. Just start practicing videos. Step 3, let's go. Here we go. Now you guys are ramping up and going to do your live broadcast. So you got, what about consistently talking about the same thing? That's a great question. So consistently talking about the same thing, it's up in the air. So now, for instance, with Periscope, these only last for 24 hours. So honestly, you could do a lot of repeat topics again and again, right? Does it really matter? Because again, your following will grow. You're going to have new people find you. Like, for instance, on tonight, we have some new people as well. So I'm excited to have new people on tonight, because you're always going to grab new people coming on and discovering, oh, where'd you from? So that's one thing, is don't worry about repeating topics, but you probably have an extensive knowledge in whatever you're talking about that you could probably break up that topic. So for instance, what am I talking about right now? Just 5 steps to getting going in your live broadcast. But really, putting on a broadcast is a whole big can of worms, right? So for instance, I could be talking about how to actually frame your content of what you're going to do, how to itemize it and make sure it makes sense, and how to deliver. So there's a lot of different steps in your one big step that you have to make sure you can break it down and you have a lot of content. So the third one, my tip is, pick one super small, simple topic. All right. So when you're set and ready to do your live broadcast, just choose something super simple. Try not to go as long as I go or some of the other people that you follow. Try not. Pick one super simple tip. And I talked about this on one of my other scopes from before. I do them every day. So if you're following me new, glad to have you. My name is Christina, and I help entrepreneurs be able to break down the systems to be able to make them work fast in their business. So if you need to learn social media, I'm the girl that's going to figure it out for you, and I'll teach you how to do it like the Cliff Notes. I got through high school English by reading Cliff Notes, except for The Great Gatsby. I did read that book. That was the only one. So the thing with picking a small tip or topic is, don't think you have to go so long. These could be like a short 10-minute scope, and what you teach might only be 5 minutes. Try not to do life casting as you get going, because life casting might distract people. Only if you're really famous or have a huge following and you're out and about and people will want to see what store you're shopping in or what coffee you kind of getting or something. That's when you can really do life casting, because it's interesting. But if you're just really starting to build your following, then you really want to make sure that you are really kind of teaching of value. And I wrote that down for those of you who said they didn't know what to talk about. That's going to be a future scope. So I'm going to help you with that as well. There is no scope max minutes as much as I know, Shannon. I know people have gone a really long time. One small topic turns into so much. It really does. Seriously, I have taught one topic and it turned into like a 50-minute scope. I'm like, I didn't plan for that. Sometimes I really want them short and then they're not. And it's just because of these great questions. So pick one simple, small thing. All right, so let me think about it. So like this morning, I taught one simple, small thing. I taught how to create the picture you will use if you're going to run a Facebook ad. Now think about that topic. Isn't that a pretty beefy topic? If I just backed up and generalized that, I could have made that topic how to run Facebook ads. That's a big can of worm topic, right? Because that is figuring out what you're going to offer, having your freemium or call to action set up already, and then designing your picture, then crafting the post, now going into Facebook and setting up the ad, figuring out what your target market is, and doing so much. That's a big topic. So couldn't I now do a scope in the future of how to decide how to pick your target market for Facebook ads? Because that's one little small topic. So even go simpler. Here's my best tip. Pick a tip that you are so confident in that you don't get nervous talking about it. Think of the thing that you tell everyone about all the time. You want to know what I always tell people about? This is one. There's 2. Let me tell you 2, okay? Because I always tell people 2. I got 2 tips that I tell people all the time that have nothing to do with me or my business. 1, if you ever get black Sharpie marker or any Sharpie marker on anything, the spray sunblock takes it out. Okay, so the spray sunblock takes that out. Because I've had kids who love black Sharpie markers and did it all over my brand new Yukon Denali a couple of years ago. And so I had to get that out, and that was one. Here's my other one that is the tip I tell everyone that has nothing to do with my business. And it's in regards to getting pregnant. Now, of course, I know This is totally the decision up to God, number one. But the second part about it is a lot of people just don't understand their bodies. So women, I'm speaking directly to you. Sorry guys for a second. But the book that you got to read, it's a book. And I was like, really? But when I first was married and my husband and I were trying to get pregnant, I wanted to get pregnant right away. So we were trying for maybe a month or two and I got freaked out. And someone told me about this book. And so I read the book. And he said, when he told me about the book, he goes, everyone who reads it gets pregnant the next month. And I read the book and I got pregnant the next month. And I swear I've told 20 plus people online will email me and say, I can't thank you enough for recommending that book. We were trying for a year. I read it. I got pregnant the next month. I'm like, I love that. I know nothing about that stuff. That's not my business, but that's just one tip. One tip that you believe in, you know the ins and outs, because if you are so confident about that, like you're going to talk natural about it. You're going to be like, you are silly if you don't go and read that book. Something like that. Does that make sense? Hopefully it does. So we got our first top tips. We got 1, set the stage. 2, thanks. But I like to keep secrets. That's another scope. Kidding. The book is called Taking Charge of Your Fertility. I don't know the author, but it's called Taking Charge of Your Fertility. So I mailed it off to my girlfriend who just recently got married, and she's 40 and her husband is 33. So I said, read the book because you need to go now. So taking charge of your fertility. So first step, again, set the stage. Make sure you've got all the tools and materials and everything you're going to have. 2, just start practicing. Do those 1-minute teaching things, just of anything in life. This is how I tie my shoes, like something super simple. 3, now you're going to start thinking about your broadcast. Pick a very simple, small topic that you know the insides and outs about. Don't worry if it's not relative to your brand or what you want to teach or offer value. Something simple, like think around some magical trick around the house that you've learned or some great advice someone told you that has worked amazing. That's what you kind of got to think about, okay? So you guys ready for number 4, or do you guys have any other questions? Because we've got 5 steps teaching you how to do live broadcasts so that you can get out there and start doing them as quick as possible. And I appreciate you guys giving me those hearts. I really appreciate that. Tapping the screen. If you're new to Periscope, tapping the screen gives hearts. You can see it starting to work now. Lots of people are tapping there. So I appreciate it. My name is Christine. I do help people build their home businesses and do it in the most effective, simplest way, especially when they're busy. I boil it down for you, and I will teach you how to do something like the clip notes. Okay, you guys are ready for number 4. 4, viewpoint. So this is just basically your mindset, is thinking that you're just at a party. So change your mindset of you are talking to the world, that you're really just at a party and you just have a group of people and you're telling them a story. That's it. You're telling them a story about the black Sharpie marker and how your daughter put it all over their walls and dresser and your car, and then how you got it out. Like, that's it. Pick a simple story and you're just talking to the eye of the lens, the camera lens, and telling people about the story. And you can be as animated as you want, because when I talk, this is what I do. I'm animated in my face. I use my hands all the time, even though I'm like 1/5 Italian. Like that's just what I do. So be you. That's the thing, is just put yourself like you're at a natural conversation and how you would talk to your friends and family. Stop thinking about this as professional video. Because honestly, most entrepreneurs and home business people today, we're real. We're real. We're not stuffy suit wearers. We're not, let me teach you some stuff because I'm super successful. Look at all my amazing achievements and awards. And I've got a lot of money. If you could see all the cars in my garage right now, I will show you a picture later. Like, that's gone. That's not us anymore. What it is we are people helping other people be able to create the lives that they've always dreamed of. And it's just by sharing these little techniques that will help you. So that's the thing to think about. Yeah, you don't watch polished performances, Courtney. You're right. Because I don't believe them. I don't believe them. And I was watching someone else's today, and she was bashing the company that I am in. And it was so wrong of what she was saying. I was like, she is just making up stuff. So I know, of course, just from my own personal experience of being the one that I'm in, that I don't believe her because she's bashing and making up stuff that's not true. But then when I started watching her other content, the delivery was just really too polished. And it wasn't natural, and it just came across very fake, and I couldn't believe a word she says. So that's something to consider. When you are legit, then people are going to move on with you. You can tell when someone is speaking from a script and is genuine. It's exactly it. High heels to high tops. Oh, you came over here too. Thanks so much. That's the thing. When people call you on the phone and immediately you hear that script and you're just waiting to jump in so you can say, take me off your calling list. That's exactly what it is. Stop using those form scripts. You can have bullet points. I help people be able to know effectively how to share a business without sounding like a salesperson. I have a system I call the 5-point quick chat. And the 5-point quick chat is not a script, but it's a roadmap in your head, that 5 points that you don't get lost. You don't start talking off tangent. You follow these simple steps, and it gets people to be able to share the business and get out of that scary phone call. Because new entrepreneurs are so scared to call people and tell them about the business. But that's actually one technique that I make people do that work with me initially, one-on-one mentor. I make them call people, because that is the only way to really get yourself effective with confidence, as well as to be able to really connect more with people, as if you could do that, not your online world, because online typing world is a different world and you can become a hermit. So I teach people to do it on the phone, and it's my 5-point quick chat. It's a system. I'm a systems girl. That's just how my brain thinks. And if you can think more in systems, you're going to have more success as well. All right, so the 5th and final tip, here it is. Just be you. Just be you. I know some of you are concerned. You said it earlier in the chat that you're concerned about your appearances. You're concerned about what you're going to say. You're concerned about what people are going to think about you. Don't worry about it, because you know what? I know I'm not everyone's cup of tea. We lost viewers already. Who cares, right? You guys are still with me. Some of the people probably had to go off to bed, and you can't take that as an insult. So for instance, I'm down to 49 people, and I started this and we got up to 130-ish or so. Am I insulted by that? No, because I know the scope is quite long, and I know that maybe there's a great TV show on right now that someone doesn't want to miss. I know people got to put their kids to bed. I'm never thinking, oh my gosh, they think I suck. And if they do, oh well, I'm fine, because there's people out there that will get me and will like me, because I personally just want to work with the people who are like me anyway. Not like me, but are like me, because then we get each other. And when we can get each other, that's when we can have a greater amount of success. So don't worry about pleasing everyone, because you're not going to. You're going to have trolls on yours that are going to say some crappy crap stuff to you. And it's all you do is you go and block them. That's it. Who cares? You cannot worry about impressing everyone. You've got to be you. Be your unique self. Try not to copy anyone. So you're watching lots of scopers. Don't try to be like other people. Be you. Deliver how you talk. I mean, many of you guys who are great in grammar are probably listening to me going, oh my gosh, she's horrible with her grammar. Yeah, I am. Sorry. And I use a lot of slang. And I've got a weird accent that's like a Northeastern, Midwestern, Canadian, Texan accent. Like, I don't know why, but that's just me. And people will connect with me and they'll get me, and I'm fine with that. And you got to be fine with that as well. And that comes from you accepting you. You got to build confidence in yourself. You know, a lot of the times confidence in yourself really comes into how you feel about yourself and how you look. And a lot of the times it does come down to making sure that you are living your healthiest life possible, that you are working out consistently and diligently and hard enough, and that you are eating healthfully, and you have a system of community of support of other people who are living a fit lifestyle. Because when you can match all those things together and you're focusing on spirituality, all of that together, you start to become more confident in the way you look. Think about that. Anytime that you've ever kind of gotten a great outfit and you've been really focused on your exercise and your meal plans and all, and you look great, like you feel amazing. You just want your picture taken every second. That's the thing. If you need to build more confidence in yourself because you're not comfortable in your own skin, then definitely make sure you get a system. And if you need one to jump off, you can go to my 21dayleanout.com. So go to 21dayleanout.com. And what I give you is actually a 7-day meal plan that you can follow. You just repeat it again and again. And in 3 weeks, you'll lose between 10 and 15 pounds following that system. But I also give you a private library on YouTube of workouts that you could do that I have in there. So if you need something, just go get that. And that's just part of something I give out. But you got to be confident in yourself first before you can start putting yourself out there. And that's one critical step. So I'm done. I've given you 5 steps. Hey, make sure that you guys stay till tomorrow. I wrote down, what am I going to talk about tomorrow? I put it over here. Ooh, some of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make when using social media. That's my topic for tomorrow. And it won't take place until mid-afternoon. So my time around 1 or 2 Central Standard Time. So I'm 1 hour off from Eastern. So 2 to 3 Eastern Standard Time. And that's going to be the biggest mistakes using social media for business. I'm going to go over some of the biggest mistakes that I see people doing. So if you have any questions, feel free to, of course, still to comment, and you can still share this live broadcast, swiping to the right, Apple users, swipe up, Android users, and you can, of course, click the share, but also in the replay, please also share this when you're done watching it. Of course, you can click share and let people know. This is going to be housed over on youtube.com/Christine Dwyer. Do a confidence Periscope. I can, but the funny thing is my mentor and my friend is Chalene Johnson, and that is her strongest season right now. So she works in seasons where she really focuses on helping people in a certain capacity, and one of them is building confidence right now. So she's got that nailed. I can, of course, do my interpretation of how I have confidence, because I haven't been always a confident person, especially throughout my 20s. I always struggled heavily with my weight, and I was always trying to fit in because I grew up really poor, and the youngest of 4 girls, and the 3 elder ones were beautiful, and I wasn't. I was always chubby, and it was hard always trying to fit in, especially when you were poor with other kids that always have Cabbage Patch Kids and stuff. So I didn't have a lot of confidence, and it really moved up well into my 30s, and not until I really kind of got myself together is when I be able to handle that. So you know what? Maybe I will do a scope on that, because I think everybody's interpretation is definitely different. So Chalene is awesome for that. Yeah, her Courageous Confident Club rocks, definitely. So again, you can go to ChaleneJohnson.com. Easy enough. And remember, those of you, I'm a friend of hers, so I'm going to tell you how to appropriately say her name, because I just can't stand it when people say her name wrong too. And it's her big pet peeve. So her name isn't Shailene, and it's not Charlene. So there's no R in there, and there's no Y in there. It's Sha. And the way she first introduced it to me when we first met back in 2000, she said it's like shut the door, Charlene. And I was like, oh, that's an easy way to do it. So I'm a friend, so I got to, give my friend some help there and help people understand how to say her name. All right. So thanks so much. I really appreciate that. Oh, that's so nice. That person's so kind. See, so kind. Such kind comments on all of your broadcasts, right? Who's my biggest inspiration? That's a great question there, Kitty Mon. I don't know exactly when I say who's my biggest inspiration, because I follow a lot of people and I'm inspired by a lot of people, but I don't emulate to be like anyone. Obviously, Chalene is a mentor of mine, and I've been working with her as a friend, of course, and working directly as her company from 2000 to 2011. So she is a big inspiration to me, of course, because the reason why she is because I know that when she teaches something, she is not just learning it and then just saying, hey, just do this because I just learned it. No, she learns something and she researches it forever, and then she puts it to trial test. Like, she grinds that thing down before she'll ever stand behind something. So the reason why one of the reasons, of course, is we've got a lot of same qualities. She's a driver. Like, when she decides to do something, she does it to the best of her ability. And that's my personality too. But the reason is because, again, I can trust her so much. I can trust her for when she is recommending to do something that I know that I can believe and stand behind that. I don't know. I'm so inspired by so many other people for different skill sets. So it's a really hard question. I guess I got to start thinking about that more often. But I can't say my parents, because my parents weren't involved in my life. And I wish I had parents that I could have been inspired by. But my mom was gone out of my life when I was 7. And I was with my dad growing up, and that was not a good household. So any other questions as we wrap this up? And I still appreciate all these hearts. You guys are so kind. And my broadcasts, as I said, are over on youtube.com/Christine Dwyer. I put a lot of training out. So if you don't know how to do something, I probably have done a training on it. Like the other day, someone was asked, how do you remove the background away from your pictures? I was like, we did that last night. And then, how do you create an opt-in sign-up form? We did that. It's over on my YouTube, so you guys can totally go over there. All right, I think so. Yeah, inspiration does come from everywhere. I am inspired by so many different people. My kids, of course, inspire me. I got lots of friends just because of their nature. There's one friend in particular where she inspires me one way and I inspire her a different way, because I learned from her to slow down, be nicer sometimes, because my brain thinks about system, like, let me just figure it out for you and teach you how to do it, and let's do it. But sometimes it comes across too short. So she teaches me to slow down and having more of a relationship, kind of hair pet sometimes. So that's some things to think about. Okay, I will get rid of you then, jerky jerk. No, I must block the wrong person. I will later. All right. Appreciate it. You guys are so cool. Hey, Kenyatta. Good seeing you on here. Well, we have wrapped up the 5 tips. Hopefully those have helped y'all. And again, this is going to be a recording, so it's up and ready to go. Thanks so much. Appreciate you being on here. And again, tomorrow I'm going to be going over the biggest mistakes I see people doing in their business on social media. So that is going to be something that you want to tune in, and it's going to be about 1 or 2 p.m. So I get done from the gym around 11:30 or 12. So it'll probably be about 1 or 2 Central Standard Time tomorrow. So hopefully you can tune in, and if not live, then you could of course check the recording. All right, go rest up and see you guys. Thanks again so much. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.